me show you something. This image right here. I'm sorry, sir. It's time for you to leave. That's the point of the movie when you realise the clones aren't really the nice guys they started out to be. This is only one Kenobi here, only one. And this video is going to be all about the 501st Legion and the future of a potential new card back for the 501st. I think it needs to be done for two reasons, really. Well, firstly, selfishly, because I love the 501st Legion. I think that anyone who's a Star Wars fan, or if you like clones, then you're going to like the 501st. And this is what we got previously in the Vintage Collection. And if you saw my last video, I talked about the Phase 2 armour of the VC. They never quite sorted it out. They were very oversized. You can't really tell as much when it's in the packaging, but the helmet is huge and always has been. If I flip back onto the back again there, they're really good, these cards. They always give you a little bit of an insight there. From 2004 and 2005. Yes. Oh, I beg your pardon, 2006. That was the figure you got. And I just so happen to have one here. I don't usually keep figures carded other than my vintage collection here, but this one I do have in a packet. And this was the first release of the 501st Trooper, but back then he was known as the Tactical Ops Trooper. But really, they are the elite of the clones, basically. Other than the ARC Troopers, who are definitely an elite force. And I also have him loose here. But even back then in 2005, sorry, not the best pose, doesn't matter. The helmet was huge. So I'll keep it brief and I'll move on, but you can see it. They can remove this helmet. That's part of the problem. They obviously wanted to make a helmet that you could remove, but they hadn't quite got the scaling right. However, jumping forward to the Vintage Collection, the first ever Phase 1 clones you got with the removable helmet used to have the same problem, but this, they nailed it. That's not a huge helmet, and that's removable. So, one of the reasons why I wanted to bring back the 501st on a vintage cardback is because I really want Hasbro to address this issue of oversized helmets and get it right. And the second reason is, I think that we could do with getting a better card back. That's a nice image. I suppose all the clones were CGI, so you can't avoid having a CGI image. But this is, for me, this is the iconic image of the 501st. Apart from that shot of them all marching in there with Anakin, this shot I always remember. And this isn't just any old clone. This guy has a name. This is Commander Appo of the 501st. Just like you've got Commander Gree, he's a commander. You've got your Codys, your Rex. You've got this fella as well, and he has a name and an identity. So, you just don't know what they're going to do in the Vintage Collection in the future. I don't work for Hasbro, I don't make the decisions, but if I did, I'd love to make a brand new card back and call this fella, as he is called, Commander Appo. Speaking of Appo, now Appo did have his own figure. I'm going to show you this one now. This is actually my favourite loose 501st Trooper, and he came out in lots. He's been repacked a lot as well. He's been in the Legacy Collection in both types of packaging. There was a square type of packaging, that's the rounder packaging, and also you will have seen him popping up in the Saga Legends line. That line of figures, he also had a release in that. But to be honest with you, this is the best for me. What do you think? If you're someone watching this, what's your opinion? That's as far as they came in terms of greatness, whatever. His head sculpt is better, or at the scale of the helmet is better. You can't remove it, but in terms of it looking right and articulated well, that's the one. They also had a good scaling with this figure here. This is a 5 points of articulation figure, so obviously I'd sooner not have that really, but he's a good army builder. But the helmet's good, he looks quite nice displayed with other ones. But if you want articulation, which is what the Vintage Collection's all about, this is your man. Now I don't necessarily want them to repack this on a vintage card back, but I would like them to sort of have another go at getting that helmet right and have it removable maybe. But the Appo figure that was released, I can't remember what that was in, maybe the 2006 Saga collection. Bear with me, stay there, I've got an example for you. Yeah, I think that they released a figure on that card back, and he was called Commander Appo. Is it Commander or Captain? It's not Captain, it's Commander, I think. Excuse me one more minute. Close the light off in there. But he had the pauldron on. But if this was Appo from the movie, which allegedly it is, I don't know who writes Wikipedia or who makes these canon, non-canon legend ideas, but apparently, by all accounts, this is Commander Appo. He gets shot, doesn't he? He didn't get shot, no, he gets struck down, taken out by George Lucas's son, Jet Lucas, who was a character, and he actually deflects laser blaster, and it knocks a few of them down. The ones who were threatening Bail Organa got taken out, but apparently, by all accounts, Appo survived, apparently. Well, I've read into this, obviously you can tell I've done my research. But, yeah, so, I've lost the thread of what I was saying. So, yeah, he's got a name and an identity, so I think it would just be nice. Personally, I just love to see that image of Appo on a vintage card. I just think it would be ace. That's just, as I say, whenever I think of the 501st Legion, I always think of this guy, you know. He just looks mean. They are mean. They're all on a purge for the Jedi. And I think that's all I really wanted to say, other than, yeah, I will finally show you the vintage figure loose. Now, this is this guy again. I've talked about it already, the fact that the helmet is oversized, the VC60 there. And I don't really want to do this. I hate displaying my figures with helmets off like that. I'd sooner have the helmets on, because it's all about the clones, the helmet. The head sculpt is to Bodie Taylor, I believe the actor was, the younger version of Jango Fett. And I'll put it on for you, show you what it's like, but it just doesn't seem right. Look at it, it's huge. It's not right. This is scaled right. Bear with me a minute. Where's he gone now? This one's... Oh, come on. Live TV moment. Oh, here he is. If you were to display these two next to each other, you probably can't even tell. I don't know. They don't look right. Oh my God, I don't think you can tell. I think you have to see it live just to understand, but that's just proportion right. Trust me, and this one is just huge. And it's not right. So, I don't really necessarily want to display figures with the helmets underneath their arm. I'd sooner have them on, as I say, but I actually, when I do display them, I've got them all in a box at the moment, but I have him just sort of in the background, like that. just hanging out with his helmet under his arm. That's all I really wanted to say. So it's just another idea for a vintage collection card back. They could get a better updated figure and put Appo on the front. I think that would be a nice looking vintage collection card back. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only One. Out.